Welcome back. When last we left off, we had just left our campsite at the Felagor's den. Before we left, Harbeck had a moment of meditation and attempted to contact the Felagor. The result was that he was determined, more determined than ever, to get to Flagra. And the party very cautiously approached me and suggested that perhaps maybe we might have to dip a toe in some water to get to Flagra quickly, if that would be alright. And Harbeck, I decided that that would be fine, and we should go now and go quickly. Then we got to the water. We got to the swamp, and it was not a bit of a toe in the water. And people were seeing things swimming in the swamp and talking about whether or not there were things swimming in the swamp. And rather than lose my courage and my determination to get to Flagra quickly and through a terrifying obstacle like chest-high water, I led the charge and boldly marched across the swamp. Near the far side, we had marched for most of a day across the swamp. We noticed another bit of a shimmer in the water, and perhaps some kind of beastie was coming to get a bit of dinner. At which point, Brieg, god of humility he is, finally revealed one of his wondrous powers and cleared a bit of the water away from the beast, left it stranded on a bit of mud at the bottom of the swamp. We decided that we might make a break for the edge, at which point Tabrin also cleared a big path of water. Why we didn't do this at the beginning, I don't know. It must have been a test of whether the dwarf was actually serious that he would bravely get in the water. I don't know why we didn't do this the whole way across. But we did get the last bit figured out on dry land. And we've returned to standing on rock and soil like good civilized folk.
Ta-da!
And it's time to push on to Flagra.
That we kind of get to shore and like crawl the minimum acceptable distance from the swamp and then pass out because we're all exhausted.
Yeah, so right now everybody is exhausted and is going to take a level of exhaustion, which I don't think does huge things.
I don't know how to do that. Is there a
We're
button
gonna
for that?
sleep right afterwards.
Oh, Harbeck's really good at
Yeah,
exhaustion.
It does.
At least I used to
Yeah.
be. I forget what it is now. It's... Let's look it up.
Exhaustion. One level gives you
Exhaustion.
disadvantage on ability checks.
There you go.
Ability
That's
only.
it?
Ability checks. So,
Yeah, and once you
Strength,
finish a long
dexterity.
rest, it reduces your exhaustion level by 1.
yep. Okay, you're on the bank. There's no sign of whatever that serpent thing was. And you find yourself sitting out of breath on the riverbank. It's late afternoon. What's the plan?
Brieg, I know that it's the ring and it's not your godly powers that move the water, but why am I wet, Brieg? Why? I thought you loved me. Why am I wet?
So while
Why
Harbeck
am I
is
wet?
laying, so Harbeck is like laying there on the beach complaining. Brieg is now fascinated with the potential for this ring and focuses now on seeing if the ring can also create water, which I know is a thing that spells do. And because Harbeck is annoying me, I'm going to try to create the water on his face.
Roll an Arcana check for me, please.
No.
While we
Harbeck,
do it.
how much water are you creating?
Well, I don't know, like like a
Like
gallon,
a glass, like a
good,
sploosh?
like a good bucket of water right in Harbeck's face. You know, like a
Ice
gallon
bucket challenge.
of water.
Okay, Harbeck, as you're lying on the ground with your eyes barely open, you see a perfect sphere of water appear directly over your face, and before you have an opportunity to react, it falls directly onto your nose.
So Harbeck sputters and spits and blows water out of his nose, like that pain. You know that pain when pure water goes up your nose, like and spits and rolls and
You taste it.
and looks at Brieg and kneels and bows.
Oh, would you stop that?
Thank
It
you
really annoys me.
for teaching me humility.
You know, Berevar is a god of tricksters. Perhaps you could view that as a prank rather than as some lesson in humility, because it was intended more as a prank.
Brieg, can that unmake water? Can you dry me out?
I have no idea. Actually, that
I don't
seems
know
like
if you
something
want to
that could be
test that.
rather
What if you...
dangerous to try?
Oh right, you don't want to
If you
unmake the
like
water
a
like on the
desiccated
inside,
mummy
just the
Harbeck.
clothes.
Yeah.
Right.
Tabarin, yours is about like wind and stuff, right? Can you blow dry me?
Doesn't one of
Is
them
that-
just have magic that can clean things?
Tavern has
I'm
a
too
smile on his
tired for
face.
this
Tavern, what are you doing?
conversation.
I think
You're muted. I can't hear you.
It's so tempting. I mean, he asked. Does the wind... I'm gonna... From above, as he's lying there on the ground, have wind blowing down directly onto him to dry him out.
Oh, yeah, that's
Okay.
right. Like that.
Yeah, that'll do it. Oh, wow, okay. Just keep rolling like 17 pluses all day, every day. And, okay, Harbeck, you feel a warm, like, brisk wind flow straight down at you, which is strange because you're lying on your back in the dirt. But a short while after that, you find yourself feeling dry and fresh, besides your back, which is lying on wet soil. But otherwise, you're dry and fresh.
Oh, that's nice. It was a bit cold for a minute, but it's good now. Thanks, Tabarin.
These are pretty cool.
How hard is it for me to make new brews while we're camping?
You can't do it while you're... Well, you see, you brought your still with Boozy. You can conceptualize things, maybe prototype things.
The ability I have to store
that sort of thing
spells,
takes time.
though, like I want to store the mending
this-
spell to make the
Oh, you can do
to
that.
fix the rope.
Yeah, you can create your magical brews, the ones that you've got saved as part of the spell-like effect brew ability from Artificer. You can do that during a long rest, basically.
Okay.
You set them up before you start your long rest, you wake up, and then they're ready, effectively.
Great.
So it functions kind of like preparing spells or praying, but
Yeah, but I do need like all the equipment that Boozy is
All right,
carrying.
well,
yeah, you do need all the equipment that Boozy's carrying. If you don't have your still and stuff with you, you can't do it.
Okay. So I just like tonight before we go to sleep, I want to set up a mending so that I can tease Din with the rope.
Okay.
well,
I love the fact
not
that
sure
you're not
about-
doing it for combat effectiveness just to tease Din.
I'm not sure about the rest of you, but I'm tired. How much further do we have to go today before we can sleep?
Are you asking me? Because I'm actually passed out. Like, I'm not even awake.
So, the ruins of Flagler are about 10 miles away. Now, that's a long hike.
Harbeck looks at Nima, notices that he's passed out on top, like sitting on the horse, asleep on the neck, like laying
Like, you know,
forward.
like how you're, like, face down?
It's like sideways across the back. Like,
Yeah.
like you were knocked out and somebody
Like,
threw you on the horse to carry you somewhere?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. So we noticed that Gargantius is sleeping. Brig, looks like we're camping here. Have a nap,
Right.
lad.
Do we need to like arm wrestle for who gets first watch?
I'll take it.
Den's got it.
Oh, you're a saint, Din. And about 5 seconds later, Brig is asleep on the ground.
So it probably takes me like an hour to
I'm
set
still
up my
watching the water.
stuff, and we'll spend that hour in the
He,
ghost.
lay, he lays down on the ground, kind of rubbing his neck and cuddled up with Binks and dozes off quickly.
Okay, who's taking second and third watches? And I'll need perception checks from everybody, please.
If
Starting with
somebody
Din, and
wakes
who's...
me up, I will be happy to take a watch, but I did not say that before I fell asleep, so you will have to take it upon yourself to choose to wake me up.
Harbeck likes third watch to make breakfast. That way we get good breakfast.
Okay.
That's important.
Din, who are you going to wake up for second watch?
Brig hasn't taken a watch in a couple of days. Yeah.
Brig it is. He's good at perceiving things.
Best watchman
No,
ever,
he's
Brig
not.
and Harbeck. This is an
he's
excellent
not.
plan. We will totally live.
Terrible idea. Din, you don't notice anything. You wake up Brig. Brig, I'll need perception from you, and then I'll need perception from Harbeck.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's a really good roll.
Boom.
I want like a Brig fist bump, but he's 400, 800 miles away or something. But fist bump it. Other way.
Okay, other way. You got a fist
Oh,
bump.
that's a
Yeah,
15.
there we go.
Yeah. Okay, good, and then ever say, okay, yeah, wow, that was a really good round of perceptions for everybody. Unfortunately, they were wasted, nothing happened.
Randomly, nothing happened this night, but we were
You-
super aware of nothing
But
happening.
we saw it.
Yeah.
We saw all the nothings.
You did, like, at times, because you are paying a very close eye on the water, because of your experience with the water most recently, you do see things moving about in the water again, which probably makes you a little nervous, but there doesn't seem to be any indication that whatever is in the water has any intention of following you onto land, so maybe you're
Harbeck.
okay.
Harbeck, after I noticed that it's not coming on land, like at first super nervous, but after I noticed that it's not coming on land, Harbeck's like, yeah, try and come up here. We'll have you for breakfast. Yo, you just try me.
You're actually muttering that aloud as well. Probably, yeah.
Talking to whatever
You're
I'm
gonna
cooking.
wake up to, yeah.
Like making porridge
It's
or
the
whatever
next
we've
morning.
got for this morning. Like, you just come and try.
It's the next morning. The night has passed without incidents. Everybody is awake, is rested, has had a long rest, and therefore has their hit points back if they lost any, which they hadn't in this circumstance. Hit points are so
Actually,
vague in
I
my
did.
game.
Yeah.
You did?
I have to renew it. Yeah. I had some
did you do?
injury. From
Oh.
the cave, I guess.
Must have been from the cave.
Are we
Yeah.
still rolling, like, the fatigue from yesterday? Did we just sleep that off? Like, or are we still
Oh, you just
exhausted?
slept that
Yeah.
off.
Okay.
No, you just slept off the exhaustion. So it's breakfast. What's the party's plans for the day? This is the point where you can determine what you want to do.
Brig, did we ever
Trying to.
I
stick the
suggest
magic
we-
rope back together?
Oh yeah, of course.
What?
I'll,
You can
I'll-
do that? It's not like
What?
broken?
So if you'll,
That's a magic
if you'll
roll.
put out the short end, if
Yeah.
you'll put out the short end, the rope will usually just fix itself.
Right.
Just-
so Brig,
just
hold,
like-
hold up the bit you've got. I saved the short bit. Din, come here, watch.
All
Look at
right.
this.
So the long end snakes out of my pack like it always does, and
I
goes
hold
and
out-
just like fixes itself.
The other end, like, totally limp
of the other one.
and dead. Let me hold it out.
So the frayed cut end goes and fixes itself right next to the other one and just hovers there for a minute.
And then Harbeck absent-mindedly drinks a drink. And it's the end of the rope.
Yes.
Brig, is it
Then it very
alive?
carefully coils itself back up into my backpack as normal.
Will the magic rope be my friend?
Break.
It did.
Make it give her a kiss.
So, yeah, I can't. Unable to resist the temptation. Brig once again tries to explain that the rope is not magic, it's just something that he does to the rope. And while he's going through this explanation, the rope snakes out of his backpack and, like, goes up and crawls up onto Din's shoulder and, like, strokes her cheek gently. and then the like, end of the rope just sits there for a second. And then it coils back up into my backpack.
I think it likes me.
Brig, if we high-five each other, will she notice that we're playing a joke, do you think? Because I feel like I need a high five.
Okay, so party. The fate of the world hangs in the balance. It's morning time.
We should probably get to the ruins as quickly as we can. It's about 10 miles from here, you said, right? We can do that in half a day if we...
Sure,
quickly.
you're pretty accurate on how far you think it is. Because I didn't tell you. Oh, yeah, 10 miles this way.
Well, he knew it, but he was already asleep. We hadn't actually been told that yet.
Yeah. Now you know.
Okay.
All right. So just heading overland towards the ruins of Flagra as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
That's the plan. Okay. What are you doing on the trip?
Pointing things out, like, hey, that's where I did that. That's where I did that.
Okay.
You know.
Ignoring
We have crossed
ignoring your
into
ditches.
probably new vegetables. Harbeck wants some samples.
Okay. Survival check from you, Din.
I'm just listening to Gargantius' stories. Totally enthralled. And I went to elementary school over there. Yeah, whatever he's telling me.
Tavern, what are you going to be doing with your time?
Internally meditating, trying to establish a connection with Drudanash.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm gonna tell Binks that it looks like we're on watch today. So he like crawls up into my hair where he occasionally makes himself a little nest, and he's like sitting perched up on my head, and we're keeping watch while everybody else is distracted doing their things.
Wait,
Binks
are
is
we
probably
in
doing
a...
a better job than me.
As usual.
Are we in a forest,
or may
a
not know
coast,
to
or
tell
a
me.
mountain?
No.
Okay.
You're on, like... It's almost
Then
like a
carry on,
salt
Binks.
flat. It's fairly barren. There's, like, spiny grasses and mushrooms and things like that, and a lot of rocks, but it's like a salt flat. There's not a lot that grows here. And there's towering mountains in the distance, which is the direction that you're heading in. But, like, there doesn't appear to be a lot on the ground. In fact, you're surprised anybody lived out here at all.
I'm trying to read the map. The barren lands of Tovius?
Tovis, yeah. Right, okay. Traveling to Flagra. Harbeck, you do find an unusual looking thing.
Ooh.
At first you think it's a mushroom, but when you get close to the mushroom, it goes underground.
Like the mushroom, like retracts?
Yes.
If I back away, does it come back?
Yep.
Can I reach it with my quarterstaff without triggering it?
Okay, yeah. The second your quarterstaff makes contact with it, it disappears into the ground.
Okay. Wait for it to come back. And then whack it really fast so that the top comes off. Hopefully.
Okay. You whack it really fast. How fast do you whack it? Roll me a reflex save.
Reflex or an attack?
Yep. This is more about speed than power, so I think Like, it's not hard to aim when it's a stationary thing. Like, it's
Fair enough.
where
Yeah,
it
we'll
is
do
isn't
dexterity.
moving.
That's totally fine.
Have you ever seen me play golf? It can be hard to aim when the thing is not moving.
Dexterity. Oh, get him.
That's the right order. That's the right order. Okay, you give it a firm whack, and you hear. It's okay. So this is a sound that if you've heard it, you will hate it, and if you haven't heard it, it's very hard to describe. You know the sound that you hear when you put a live crab into a pot of boiling water?
Oh, that like squeal?
The high-pitched squeal hiss thing.
Yeah. It's basically like the thing boiling from the inside out and steam escaping the shell is what makes the sound, right? Crabs don't vocalize.
No,
it's
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a horrible, horrible sound.
Yeah.
That's what you just heard as you whacked the top off of whatever this thing is.
Did the top come
purple
off?
Thing. Yeah, the top came off.
What the hell did you just do, Harbeck?
I don't. It was a mushroom. I was just picking mushrooms. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I want more of these mushrooms though. I'm pretty interested.
I don't. My ears
You usually
don't.
pick mushrooms with the end of your quarterstaff.
Well,
Is that normal?
I do when they duck underground when I try to grab them with my hands.
What makes you so sure it's a mushroom? That's
Under the
not typical
sea.
behavior for a mushroom.
It's not
I
typical
think it's the thing below the mushroom.
That's why I was trying to investigate. Do you guys want to dig this up?
Not
Did
at
you-
all.
Did you
it's
science with your
probably
quarter
not
staff?
dead.
We've got places.
Do you
to
want
go.
a shovel?
Well, we
know
do
that was
have
an
I don't have
places to
one
go,
actually. I lied. I don't have a shovel.
but come on, this might be. This could be
Can I science
a good
with your quarter
ingredient
staff?
for something special. I guess we can get it on the way back. We've got important things to do. Okay, fine. I pick up the part that broke off.
You probably won't find it ever again,
You picked up
considering this is not a landmark.
Well, I mean, we'll look at it carefully because this thing's weird and I'm scared of it. But yeah, we want to stow that bit in the backpack as long as it's not got like teeth or something.
It doesn't have teeth or something, but you picked it up, right?
With a glove.
When the DM asks,
Just-
when the DM
just
asks
say
you
yes,
that, is
Yep.
that in a
Because that's what you
specific
did.
Yeah,
way? Yes,
yep.
there's
I walked
probably
over and I
no-
collected my prize that I very carefully figured out how to grab, like how to
Roll a
get. Yeah.
Roll a Constitution save, please.
Yay! I'm a winner. Every time you get to roll a Constitution save, you've done something right. It's probably not
Yeah.
fine.
Wrong order.
Harbeck.
Yeah.
The second you touch it, you realize it is slimy, although the slime is basically clear and invisible. You couldn't tell by looking at it. And it feels itchy on your skin. And
Oh.
then, so if this was any other character, what I would do right now is get them to mute their audio output from Uvu, because Harbeck, you're now deaf. Unfortunately, as the broadcaster, you can't really do that. But you are now effectively deaf. You can't hear anything. Like, all audio has just stopped. You're deaf.
I've made a mistake.
Oh boy.
I can't. That was. Well, this could be very useful.
So
But
we're
I
like
regret
Harbeck.
having touched it.
Harbeck.
Probably shouldn't
Harbeck,
have picked.
he's not
Hey,
responding.
everybody! Don't touch this thing I just picked up. You'll go deaf. It's not.
Oh, so he knows he's dead.
What do you mean, death?
Don't respond. You can't hear them.
The mage hand takes the goopy mushroom out of your hand, so you're not still holding the poison. and
I
stores
don't
that
have
somewhere.
Is there not like a? Do I not have a spell for this? Oh my gosh! What a terrible cleric.
Taking off the
You
headphones
got like
would work,
everyone's telling you to take your headphones off.
Except I should be able to hear like Lolash only, because I'm still, like, experiencing the story and the narration. I just can't hear you guys.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have to roll.
No,
Right.
you'll just have to roleplay it. You'll just have to roleplay it, which is fine.
Llama,
which is fine.
You have like a bandolier of flasks and vials and stuff,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
So I'm holding the like goop in a mage hand. It's like hovering a couple feet away from you. Then I walk over and pull one of those vials
Breathe.
off your bandolier
Breathe.
and put the
The
thing
mushroom is
into
floating.
the put the mushroom thing into one of your vials and carefully stopper it and hand it to you, and then just shake my head like idiot.
Thank you, Brig! Thank you. Did I say the words right? I can't hear me. Okay.
We're just gonna give him a thumbs up.
All right, everybody, let's go. Hopefully that'll wear off.
And then we do this so like, here, let's come on.
Yeah.
Okay,
I've
you're walking
got-
along.
I've got nothing for that. I don't suppose you've got some way to fix that problem, do you, Tabarin?
No,
It's
unfortunately.
poison. It's not a curse or anything.
I
Right.
It could be
actually,
worse.
I might have something. I might have something.
Hopefully it's
I have an anti-venom in my backpack.
Don't worry,
10 of 'em.
everyone. I
I
can
hand him
fix
one of the
this
anti-venoms.
tomorrow, I think. I'll be fine.
Well,
A
you know,
minute
some sort
later,
of general
Harvick-
antivenom may help.
A minute
Why is
later,
he talking
Harvick,
so slowly?
your hands still feel a little sticky. Can you roll another Constitution save for me, please?
I should wipe this off on my pants, probably, but it's too late. Ooh, those numbers were higher.
Okay. All right. You realize
if I-
as your hands still itch that you should probably clean them off.
As I see him trying to like wipe the goop off his hands, I'm going to try really hard to just conjure a ball of water in front of him and then hold it there so he can like stick his hands in it and use it. I'm gonna see if I can make that happen.
Okay, roll an Arcana check for me.
This
That is an average. Yeah, all right. I'll let you do it for that. All you're doing is suspending like a couple of pounds of water in the air. So
Oh. Like wash my hand in the thing. And then step very far away from it so the water doesn't splash on me when it falls.
okay.
good call.
So
I'm still
continuing
holding
to
the
travel-
anti-venom. Like, I'm waiting for
Oh.
Harvick to just take it out of my hands.
I'm being offered a drink. That tastes horrible. What is...
Alright, I'm gonna take one
And
out.
I'll like point at your hands, like put some of it on your hands.
Oh, it's medicine. That's why it tastes horrible. Right.
It has no effect.
I still can't hear anything. I
Okay,
can't
so
hear
it's
you.
not
Are you
that
trying
kind of
to
poison.
talk to me? I can't hear you.
Harbeck. Shh. Follow us. I'm inside your head right now. Just follow us.
I think it worked. I'm cured. I can hear Tabarin. I can't hear myself
No.
though. That's very weird.
Quit.
It was a great
Talk
thought,
about
Tabarin.
selective hearing.
The party continues on its journey towards the ruins of Flagra.
Why do I take a
For the
drink of
rest
water
the
while I'm
day,
laughing? That was super dangerous.
You can't hear anything for the rest of the day. You can't hear anything. You're absolutely deaf, 100% deaf. At about 2 p.m. roughly, so like just after midday, you reach what is clearly an actual path that snakes into the mountains, and leads underground. There's no embellishments, no like obvious indicators that this is some like monastery or anything like that. However, well, when I say nothing, there is one thing, and that's there is a small, squat, maybe 4 or 5 foot tall little monolith, like a 4-sided monolith, carved monolith with dwarven runes on it. And basically the runes say one thing, which is the dwarven equivalent of search within yourself or introspection, which could mean this is or was a monastery. I mean, you've never seen anything like it before, Harbeck. It's
not like monasteries on clear the other side of the world, but
no, but you could presume to think that that would be an indication that this was a monastery. You could also assume maybe that has something to do with the nature of the monks that used to live in this monastery, if it is in fact the monastery. Spoilers, it's the monastery, you found it. But
Right.
like, so that's pretty obvious. But yeah, it's there's a little monolith out the front that says,
I assume that you're all asking me to interpret the dwarven runes, and I can't hear you, and I'm not being rude by ignoring you, I'm deaf. But they say introspection,
okay, guys. I got it.
This is a monastery.
I got it.
Alright,
Yeah.
Girgintius also speaks dwarven.
And can read. Yeah. He doesn't know that. Maybe. Okay.
Alright. So perhaps I think we need
Harbeck's
to
not very
decide
good at being a
if
deaf guy.
we should decide if we want to
At least
head in now,
Tabron's not
or
telling
if
you
we
I'm
that
just
we
patting
can't
him
hear
on the
you, you need to
shoulder while
talk
he's
louder.
talking.
do you think we should wait the night and see if Harbeck recovers, or should we head in now?
It kind
I'll
of
ask
would be a
Harbeck.
problem if we.
I think of it this way.
Harbeck can't hear this
He's not very
discussion
good at
and just
listening
starts
for
walking
things
in.
anyway. And he's
The mage hand
always
taps you on
really
the shoulder
loud.
to get your attention.
He's sort of.
And,
I mean,
and as you look around,
other
Breed
than-
motions you to come back.
other than he doesn't really know what we're saying to him, it's sort of like nothing has changed. So I think we should just go in.
Tabard, do you have a way to communicate with him? Can you ask if
Yes.
what he thinks, if he's concerned about his, I don't know, combat
Yeah.
effectiveness if we run into anything or something
I'll
like that?
use.
His combat
use
does not
message.
rely on hearing
We can
things
s-
approaching.
We can camp inside, but you don't have to be like on the steps.
You don't know me,
Harbeck,
Din.
are
Don't
you-
judge my monkin reflexes. Maybe I use all my senses. I'm very highly trained.
Yeah, but
Harbeck.
you're not very good at stealth, so I don't imagine that listening for things is high on your list of priorities.
Well, this conversation never happened.
so
Harbeck, are
Tabard,
you?
you're sending a message.
Yeah. Harbeck, are you good to go in, or do you want to rest and see if your hearing comes back? You can respond by thinking it.
Oh, right before you say you can respond by thinking it, Harbeck says, "Of course I'm good. Of course I'm good to go in." Of course. Let's go. We didn't come all this way to eat just because I can't hear things. You guys will tell me if you hear something coming
Right.
down a hallway. Let's go.
I'll
Tell
let you know.
Yep. Tell you that something's gonna come.
It's not like we can snap and you'll
I'll
hear
tell you
it.
if
Like
you hear
we need
something.
to be like,
I'll stand in the middle of the group, and when somebody goes, "Ah," and turns, I'll see that. That's fine. I have really good perception
so when
rolls.
I'm gonna make sure that to get Harbeck's attention, and then I'm gonna like pantomime very clearly. We're gonna go in. You don't talk. No words.
Okay, I
You
will
can,
be very quiet, Brig.
You can magic rope him to somebody, so when they move, he has to move too.
I can still see. I can't hear you say that. I can't. It's fine.
I mean, he can see.
No.
I'm just concerned that he's gonna not realize how loud he's being. And if I try to sneak
Oh,
around
you
and
can magic
scout
rope
ahead,
Brig.
a muzzle.
I fail to see how this is different from any other time that we travel around with Harbeck.
Well, normally we can tell him, all right, Harbeck, you need to be very quiet now, and he can
But
Hey.
he never
stop
does.
moving and stop talking.
Hey, Harbeck,
Sometimes that
we
works.
need you to be
Now we
extra
can't even tell
quiet
him.
as we go in through here.
I'll try. I'll
Okay,
try
it's
to
done.
be
I
really
told him.
quiet.
Okay.
This,
Great.
okay, this is
So,
going to be great.
I'm gonna.
I light a torch.
So we're decided?
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
ahead.
we're going
take
in.
Take a peek inside.
Do we have like 6 minutes to go in?
We're gonna go in not very far.
Welcome to another dungeon map. Huzzah.
Yay, dungeons! I'm gonna
so
go
dark in here.
scout out ahead.
For the first time in weeks. Brig is
Boom.
going to be very sneaky.
Scouting.
And go ahead.
So,
Oh, he is?
So
Okay, I was just gonna lead the way.
so the labyrinthine
'Cause I
intricacies
kind of know the way.
Dwarven contract law are not considered a dungeon. Then,
Hey,
This is just
this is
going
the first
ahead.
time in weeks.
Oh,
yeah, he's just like sprinting into the dungeon.
oh.
I'll
I
go
was
ahead
gonna
and
follow
scout. Dun, 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 dun. It wasn't Harbeck. I did the thing right. I'm only deaf, not stupid. Well, not stupider.
I'm deaf, not dumb.
Is there?
Don't forget your friend.
Oh, right. I have a friend. Come here, little
Is
friend.
there anything back here in this little chamber?
Not that you can see, no.
I love.
I-
I feel
I
like
should
it happens all the
mention-
time. Like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and scout a little bit, and then just the whole group comes with me.
I should
Yeah,
I should
they're
mention
like
I
12
sort
feet
of
behind
kind of
me.
remember the path.
In my
It's up,
defense,
down, down, down.
I'm in the very
That's what
back.
I remember.
I am moving,
So,
but I'm in the very back.
Up, down, 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 left. That's kind of like a mantra I remembered when I entered the
Nobody-
cave.
nobody
What is
has like rolled a stealth check except Brig. So right now, like Brig is sneaking around super quiet. You can barely even see him.
The
And
rest of us are
everybody
just
else is just
clomping
like,
after him.
doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. We're gonna stay 10 feet away from the guy who's being super stealthy, except Harbeck, who's very clever and staying right in the back.
Yes, Harbeck did it right.
If he gets...
What is this?
That is an incredibly large, waxy cocoon. It's about human-sized.
That wasn't there last time.
That makes me uncomfortable.
Wait, what am I seeing?
All right, I'm gonna like
Hey, Harbeck.
We
from
should
my
poke it.
hiding spot, whisper, "Everybody stop
Harbeck.
moving, so
Oh!
I can go look ahead."
I hope it's okay for me to be loud there, because there's a thing here. Come help me.
Well, you don't see anything. You don't see anything. You don't hear anything because you're deaf. Tabrin is looking after the rest of the party and watching what's going on up there.
Oh, am I too forward?
Um,
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I'm watching everyone.
So I did not see that
Keep
thing.
Yeah.
going, so you yell that.
Roll a perception check for me, Tabrin, to see if you did notice it, because you were the only person in a position where you might have. Harbeck, what's your armor class?
A number. It's 17. Ooh,
17? Okay.
look how good I percepted. I probably have
You
disadvantage because I can't
percepted
hear
really
anything,
good.
but even with disadvantage, I had good at both dice.
Except that this thing, like, came up from behind you. Very, very deliberately came up from behind you.
But I did good both
It rolled a
dice.
stealth check. I know, you did so good, and it's not going to matter.
It's the only time I've ever done good both dice.
And Tabrin, you missed as well. Okay, Harbeck, you feel... So you've been shot, you've been stabbed, you've been beaten, burnt, drowned. Like, you've not had a good time of things. This feels like somebody has shoved a 4 or 5 inch stiletto into the base of your neck, and by the time you spin around, whatever stabbed you is gone. But you will yelp in pain and be very, very loud right now, because whatever just stabbed you really hurt.
What
Really
just happened?
Oh! Guys, it really hurts back here. I don't know what it is. It was probably made of sound because I don't see anything. And it really hurts. Maybe we shouldn't have come in here with me still deaf.
Someone please calm him down.
It was probably made of sound.
Harvick, you need to take 3 points of damage and consider what you've done to yourself here. And we're going to come back next time on the Legends of Valcia and find out what has happened to our poor, deaf dwarf.
Oh, God.
That's going to be where we end the session this week.
It was probably made of sound.
It was probably made of sound. Okay.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Find out what happens next time in Legends of Valcia. If you're watching on YouTube, that's going to be the end of this week's session. We'll be back in 3 weeks. Not 2, unfortunately, but we will have a lot of episodes out over February. We've got a much busier February schedule to make up for the lost weeks that we've lost over the Christmas period. But keep an eye on YouTube. There'll be more episodes coming out now. And hopefully... Yeah, we'll see you soon. So yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. We love you. Bye-bye.
Hi, everybody.
Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.
Bye.